Okay, I want to give you guys a quick little putting tutorial. I'm going to break this video up into two parts. Today we're just going to work on the putting stroke itself, okay? We'll talk about reading greens and making putts at a later video, okay? We want to wait till stuff is growing and we have some decent greens to work with that are mowed nice and ready to go. So let's talk about the putting stroke. First, there's a couple different types of putters, okay? Obviously there's blade style putters and there's also mallet style putters, okay? Either one is fine, it's a personal preference kind of thing. But also, what's curious about putters is, if I balance this putter on my finger, it's got some toe hang to it, okay? Where this putter is face balanced, all right? So that changes our stroke slightly. The face balanced putter, which I like better, I also like the mallet style putter better, is much more of a straight back, straight through kind of thing. And when we get into these putters with some toe hang, the more toe hang, the more that putter is swung on a little bit of an arc. It's not a drastic arc, obviously, but just a little bit of an arc, okay? So I think it's just simpler using a face balanced putter. All right, so now the putting stroke itself, okay? A lot of this is just all about the setup, okay? So making putts relies on reading the green correctly and hitting the putt the right speed. And ideally that right speed is about 12 to 24 inches past the hole, 1 to 2 feet past the hole. If the greens are really, really fast, we might say, hey, let's try to be 6 to 18 inches past the hole, something like that. Okay, so we're not burning lips all day long. This putting mat is the Well Putt putting mat. You can get this on Amazon or whatever. There's a hole just printed on the map here, on the mat, and then there's a zone that's that 1 foot to 2 feet past the hole that you want to try to stop the ball in. So the goal with this putting mat is to roll the ball over that hole and get it to stop a foot or two past the hole in the well putt zone, they call it, okay? So, really speed, in my opinion, is all about just tossing the ball with your bottom hand to the hole. Okay, I'm not a big fan of this left hand low style of putting grip because that takes away tossing the ball with our right hand, which is probably, if we're right-handed, our dominant hand. I mean, we could play beanbags and that board is 21, 25 feet away, and you can hit that board every time, right? Okay, it's the same thing with putting. We should be able to roll that ball the right distance every single time, okay? So, so I like kind of the right hand, normal, old school, traditional style grip with the putter, okay? And when I do that, you'll see that my arms and my shoulders make an upside down triangle. And all we're doing in our putting stroke is we're rocking that triangle. We're not using our hands and our wrists or anything. We're not getting some body twist into it. We're just rocking that triangle back and forth. And with a face balanced putter, as straight back and through as possible. Okay, another setup piece of this is we really want to have the golf ball below our eyes, like right under our eyes. So we don't want to stand too far away from it. So if I drop this ball now, it's going to fall somewhere over there. I want to be standing with my eyes over the ball so that when I drop it, it's close to that golf ball, if not hitting that golf ball, okay? That's a really good way to tell, because you may, like I felt like my eyes were over the ball there, but I was actually a little bit inside. So I could get my eyes, which would be sticking my butt out a little bit more, bent over on top of that golf ball, okay? The next part is, and this is probably the most important part of this, and this is something that I stress to my high school team all the time. This is, you have to work on this, have to work on this, and we have to do this way. And that is when we're setting up to the ball, we need the shaft of our putter to be hidden by our forearm. We don't want it like this, okay? Because what happens then is that toe is off the ground a little bit, and then we're getting face rotation in the swing. Just because that toe is off the ground a little bit, now we're getting some club head rotation. And if that thing is open 1 or 2 degrees, it's a push. If it's closed 1 or 2 degrees, we pulled it and we're gonna miss. Okay, so we really want to make sure that we limit that face rotation, and so we do that by making sure that this shaft is hidden behind the forearm. And it could even be so much that the heel is off the ground. It'd be pretty unlikely that you would do it so much that your heel would be off the ground, but that's the way that you can get that putter laying the flattest. And if the heel was off the ground a little bit, that would be better than the toe. Okay, so one way you can do this too is you put the putter out in front of you, bring your triceps into your side, and then just bend down. And now that putter, that shaft is hidden behind my forearms. I've done this 1,000 times. I can just set up to it and know that it's in the right spot. And then it's basically just straight back and straight through. Okay, that's the whole putting stroke right there. Straight back, straight through, but we got to have our eyes over the ball. Our weight is even on our feet, and that shaft is hidden by our forearm, so we're not getting club face rotation into the stroke. Okay, and try to hit every putt 12 to 24 inches past the hole. Okay, if you're on, like I said, a golf course with really fast greens, St. Cloud Country Club, Wapakata, something like that, then you may have to be more 6 to 18 inches. But we definitely want to make sure that ball gets past the hole. All right, so that's really the putting stroke. We'll talk about reading greens and making putts in our next video, but keep that shaft hidden behind your forearm. Straight back, straight through. Keep the head really, really nice and still. I forgot to mention that. Don't look up till it's in the cup. Nice little rhyme. Remember to keep your head and your eyes down. Get that ball rolling on the line.